So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the almighty length retention. Before we do that, if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, okay? Stop doing that. Subscribe and turn your notification on and join me on this channel, okay? 2025 is coming. We're trying to grow this channel, so subscribe and share the channel with others as well. Today we're going to be talking about length retention. It's a huge topic, that's why I wanted to dedicate this time to it, so you guys really understand. And if you have questions, you leave it in the comments so I answer you, and I do not want to mix it with other topics, okay? If you have not watched my previous video on the 3 things that you really need to understand to help you achieve your hair goals, go and watch it. If you have not watched it, I'm judging you. Why didn't you watch it? Okay, I'm judging. So you better go and watch it so that you really understand where we are coming from. For people that are just joining us, I'm just going to briefly tell you what length retention is. Length retention is basically how well you maintain the length of your hair every single month. Everybody's hair is growing. Your hair never stops growing. How well you retain the length of your hair. So that implies that how long your hair is it all boils down to length retention. That's it. That's the simple truth. It all boils down to length retention. There are a lot of things that you need to know in order to retain your length. This is where the major work is. You really need to understand the things that work for your hair and the things that does not work, the things that damages your hair and the things that does not damage your hair. We will not get into the technical aspects of hair. I think I do have a video on how hair grows, the proteins and everything. I think I have a little bit of scientific video on my channel. I talked about the science of hair a little bit. If I find it, I'll put it in the link in the description below. If I don't put it, then I probably have not gone to find it yet, but I think it's there. So I'm going to talk about the things that are hindrance to you retaining length. Make sure you're not distracted. You grab your notepad and take notes, okay? Class is in section. First is first, it's not having a hair regimen. People preach a lot about this. I have talked about hair regimen a lot. It's something that I really push for, but a lot of people might not always take it seriously. Having a regimen is having an organization tool for your hair, right? Everything that you see success in, you really want to have a laid out plan on how you're going to achieve that success. When you go to work, you have a plan for what you do at work. If you have a business, you have a plan for that business to grow. The same comes to your hair. Start treating your hair like a real human being. Start seeing the relationship of your hair as a relationship from one person to the next. So you need to have a regimen, a laid down way of how you're going to take care of your hair. This is going to prevent you from just jumping into your hair care anyhow. If you have a regimen, okay, first of all, I want to do a pre-poo. Why are you doing a pre-poo? Maybe because I want it to ease out how I take care of my hair when I go into the shower. Second of all, I want to shampoo my hair. What shampoo are you going to use? Is it moisturizing, or you're going to use a shampoo with sulfate? All of those things I'll go into in another video. Third thing, what are you going to do to your hair? After you come out from the shower, what will you do to your hair? After shower care, how are you going to wear your hair throughout the week? You really need to deliberately think about this and be deliberate about it. Really have a structure for how you take care of your hair, so that if something is not working, it's easy to pinpoint that, okay, this is the thing that is not working. Maybe I want to tweak it, or I want to take it out. So this is why it's important to have a regimen. If you don't have a regimen, you'll only be flying from one method to the other. There are a lot of methods and way of taking care of natural hair that people preach to you on. There is the LOC method, the LCO method, the curly girl method, the no butter no oil kind of scheme. All of those things, listen to me. Forget all of those things. try a few things that works for your hair. If it doesn't work, you will know. If you know how your hair reacts, if something doesn't work, you will know. So you really want to just eliminate the noise. You know, I remember when the no butter thing came, I really wanted to try it, but I was like, nah, I have been using butters for ages and they work for me. So why change something that is working? Have a laid down procedure of how things work. If you don't, your hair is just going to be behaving anyhow, and behaving anyhow means that your hair is going to be breaking, so you're not going to be accumulating the length. Our goal is to accumulate length over time so that we see it in its glory and fullness. Okay. So going off of hair regimen, if you really have a solid hair regimen, everything I'm going to mention now will probably be thought of. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is how you lock in moisture. Moisture is one of the things that can damage your hair, whether you have more of it or less of it. You need to have it should be in the middle. You need to have a balance. You can't have less moisture, you can't have more moisture. If you have more moisture, it's going to cause damage to your hair. If you have less moisture, it's going to cause damage to your hair. Yeah, I know you're probably telling me that this is too much. Let me tell you, I know taking care of your natural hair can be a lot, but if you put in the work, you will see the result. You need to have a way of locking in your moisture. Okay, you can't just apply things to your hair and just expect the thing to be in your hair every day. Okay, yes, we have busy life, and it would be unfair of me to tell you that anytime you wake up, moisturize your hair. It's not realistic. That's why you need to find a way to lock in the moisture that you're already putting. That will last you maybe 2, 3, even if you really moisturize your hair. There are sometimes that you can wear your hair the whole week without re-moisturizing. But I'll say one thing is, if you wake up, you can just add a little bit of water to your hair and apply some oil to it. For me, this is how I moisturize my hair. I usually use the LCO method, meaning that oil is always my last thing that I add to my hair. Oil is a sealant, meaning that it sits on top of your hair. Okay, so everything that you put below the oil is not going to necessarily evaporate early. So the oil is going to be a barrier for the thing that you put in before you added the oil. So when I add cream to my hair to moisturize my hair, and I add leave-in to my hair to moisturize my hair, and I add the oil on top of it, that oil is going to lock in the moisture. That is why I still stick with the LCO method, and I really have been using it for years and it has worked for me. Now again, you can try that and see if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, try something else, please. Find a way to lock in your moisture. Moisture is also another topic. If you want me to get into it, I can get into moisture protein balance in a whole separate video. So leave that in the comments. Is that something you would like to watch? Let me know in the comments as well. The next thing I'll talk about is over manipulation. You worry your hair too much. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You worry your hair too much. Today you are in a twist, tomorrow you are in a braid, next day you are in a wig, the following day you are in a cornrow. Allow your hair to breathe. Let it have breathing space. Allow it to breathe. Stop worrying your hair. Growing up in Africa, I grew up with the mentality that the more protective style you do, that's twist and all of those things, it helps your hair grow longer. But that, my friend, is somehow a myth. Reason being that sometimes when we put our hair in all those twists and all of those things and we take it down, our hair is stretched. Because you don't know the length of your stretch hair, you think your hair magically grew overnight. It's not that, okay? I think that's what a lot of people have not really even realized. Okay, protective styles are good for your hair. I'm not saying they are not. They help you with length retention and hair growth, but if it's done in a wrong way, is going to cause damage to your hair. You need to let your hair breathe. Okay, again, going back to treating your hair as a human being, you can't be working your body all the time. You're going to break down. You need some time to breathe. Allow it to breathe. If you're going to the salon and somebody is braiding your hair and it's causing harm, like it's causing pain to your scalp, please tell the person to stop. I don't know how people sit through that pain. Like, tell the person to stop. The fact that you are feeling, I know, yes, braided hair is always painful, right? But there's some pain, somebody will braid your hair and you will feel the pain in your heart. The pain will pass through your chest. Please, I'm begging you, tell the person to lose that hair. Go and find somebody who like can braid the hair without causing you that much pain. You always want to have something to do with your hair, your style. You're changing your style every single week. That is too much. You're over applying heat to your hair. That is too much. You're combing your hair every single day. You don't need that. At this point, I'm fighting with you. You don't need to comb your hair every single day. It's not necessary. Okay, take it from me. It's not necessary. You don't need to do all of that. So stop over manipulating your hair. Allow your hair, do the bare minimum, and allow your hair to breathe. You will see results. Okay, if you want to retain length, please handle your hair with care. Handle it like a baby. There are certain things that I feel like people know, but they still want to do it anyhow. You can't be applying glue straight to your edges and still expect your edges to still belong. It's going to break. At this point, it's common sense. I'm sorry. It is common sense. You can't be applying glue straight to your edges and still expect it to be flourishing. It will not. I'm begging you, don't do it. The next thing is split ends. So split ends are not something that you really need to know, have a way to say it. It's not something that every individual can be able to spot. Our head touches surfaces a lot. It is touching your shirt, it is touching other things. When you sit down, it's touching the chair, it is touching stuff, especially if you're somebody who wear your hair down, like in a wash and go all the time. You're bound to get split end. When these split ends come, you need to cut them away. There are no two ways about it. If you don't cut split ends away, your hair is going to be splitting until it cuts itself away. So if you spot split end early, you really want to cut it off. Split end is another thing that you just need to, either you train your eyes to see it. Even me, that I've been taking care of my hair for a long time, sometimes I don't realize it's split end. You either train your eyes to see it, or you go to a stylist that is very knowledgeable about hair to be able to determine that. Or alternatively, you can put your hair on a trimming schedule. I'll come to that later. The last part I want to talk about, heat damage. There are certain heats that are okay with your hair, okay? Your hair are formed with bonds. They have bonds, protein bonds, that are holding them together. If you're applying heat to these bonds, you break them. Some of them can be repaired and some of them cannot. So when I go into the shower and I put hot water on my hair, right, it temporarily breaks those bonds, but it can be repaired once my hair gets dry. Hot water is not something that I can, even if I use it over and over again, it's not going to necessarily damage my hair. There are a lot of people that will disagree with me, but take it from me, I've been washing my hair with hot water since I've come to America, okay? Because I don't remember bathing cold water since I came to America, okay? Because the cold water here is on a whole different level, and I've been in America for the past 10 years. So yeah, I've been using hot water on my hair for the past 10 years, and it has been fine. But there are some heat. Blow drying your hair does not necessarily cause heat damage. That's something I'm also researching on, but all the research I've done, you're allowed to blow dry your hair, right? Straightening your hair all the time, doing it all the time, those things are prone to damage. So you want to really limit the heat that you use on your hair. Whenever you want to use heat on your hair, probably research it and see how much damage you're going to be causing to your hair, and try and use heat protectant as well on your hair. If you're going to sit in somebody's chair for the person to straighten your hair, make sure the person know what they are doing. You should not going to be putting a 600 Fahrenheit heat on your hair. Like, it's not necessary, my friends. It's not, okay? The person is just going to burn your scalp. So make sure you're very educated on what anybody is doing to your hair. Alright? Don't allow somebody to manipulate you into distraction. Okay? So now that we have talked about the things that can hinder your length retention, let's talk about the things that can promote length retention. From the things that I've said earlier, I've kind of pointed these things, the things that you need to do to your hair to help with length retention, but I'm just going to point it out earlier. I'm just going to point it out anyways. I'm going to start with reducing heat. I've talked about that. Reduce the amount of heat you use on your hair. It's going to help you. And trimming your hair. Okay, this is another topic that a lot of people agree with and disagree with. I would say, people say put your hair on a trimming schedule, and a lot of people do theirs every 3 months or every 6 months, right? If you're somebody that cannot spot split ends, I would say putting your hair on a schedule is not a bad thing. You trim your hair on a regular. If you can't trim your hair by yourself, go to a salon that will trim it for you, but make sure the person know what they are doing, because there are people that do not know what they are doing. When you sit in their chair, they're going to cut more than they need to cut. I have been trimming my hair since I've been natural. I really do want to go get a professional cut, but I've not done that yet because everything is expensive in America, okay? So I've not done that yet, but once I can afford it, I'll go get it done. So if you're not comfortable with trimming your hair, I did give myself a professional cut before. It's on my channel. I wouldn't say I was 100% okay with the result, because again, I can see my hair from my back. Everything I'm doing is what I can see from a mirror, right? So I didn't necessarily cut it to a length that would even out. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, like I said, once I can afford it, I'll go get a professional cut, but for now we're gonna DIY it, okay? The next thing I'll point out is moisturize your hair properly. Like I said, you need to develop a way to moisturize your hair. I'll get into this topic when I'm talking about how to create a hair regimen, and also show you guys a practical way of how your hair regimen will look like. I'll make a video and break all of that down. So yeah, we'll get into that later. The next thing I'll talk about, protective styling. Protective styling can make or unmake your hair. A lot of people hear protective styling and they run with it. Not every hairstyle is a protective style. You really need to learn that. Not every style is a protective style. If you're getting a wig and you're putting a glue and gluing that wig on your edges without any protective barrier, that is not a protective style. If you're getting braids and the braid is literally ripping your scalp off, that is not a protective style. Protective style is in the word. It's supposed to protect you. Anything that is causing harm to your hair is not a protective style. It's just a style that is aesthetically pleasing. It's not doing anything to your hair. So please, again, not to make this video long, that's also another topic that I think I spoke about on this channel. If I can find a video, I'll leave it in the description. If I don't, then I probably haven't spoken about it. If it's something you would like me to dive into, let me know in the comment and I will do that, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is properly detangling your hair. detangling your hair can break your hair because you're essentially ripping off your hair. So if you're detangling your hair and you meet a knot and you don't carefully take your time to take that knot out, you will end up breaking your hair. So length retention basically is trying to prevent things that will break your hair, right? So anything like detangling that will break your hair, you really want to be careful with it. I'm not saying don't detangle your hair. It's essential to detangle your hair, but be patient with it, be careful with it. Like, detangling process is one of the things that you really need to just learn how to enjoy it, okay? Take your time. That's why for me, I try to detangle my hair outside the shower because I can probably do something while doing it, so it doesn't look like too much work, right? I don't want to go stay in the shower for 30 minutes detangling my hair. It's not pleasant. If you're somebody who loves to be in the shower for 30 minutes, well, you're welcome to do it. For me, it doesn't work for me. So detangling your hair is another part, and I have a video on detangling your hair as well. I think I did that video this year actually. I'll link that in the description as well, so you can go watch it. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to talk about a couple of questions that I've been asked over the years on hair growth. A lot of people do ask me like, what products do I use to grow my hair? I think I have mentioned this in one of the videos before, and the answer to that is none. And let me explain. There are a lot of products out there. There are expensive products, there are cheap products, there are in the middle expensive products, okay? And I use all of them. I don't use one specific brand. Even on my wash day, you can see me, I can be using 5 different brands. So when you ask me that question, sometimes I really hesitate on how to answer it, because it is not, I don't want to tell you, okay, Shea Moisture grows my hair, then you run and go buy it because I said that and you don't see results. There is no product on this earth that will help you grow your hair, okay? There is this, okay, let me rephrase that. There is no product on this earth that will help you grow your hair more than the rate at which your hair genetically grows, okay? There's no product. Do not buy into the scheme, okay? However, products help you with your hair maintenance, which essentially help you with your length retention. And this is where people get it wrong. Because your product is helping you with length retention, you would think your product is promoting growth. It's not. It's 2 different things. It sounds similar, but it's 2 different things. Products do not grow your hair. They help you to maintain your hair, which eventually help you to maintain the growth that you are achieving. That being said though, if you have even the most expensive product and you're not consistent with your hair regimen, and you're not consistent with how you take care of your hair and how well you take care of your hair, you're not going to see the results, okay? At that point, it's not the product. The product is not to be blamed. You are to be blamed because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I can't put Shea Moisture in my hair and be using a comb to rip through my hair just because I want to detangle and blame it on Shea Moisture. No. See, sometimes I see certain things on the internet that pisses me off. People just blame brands for unnecessary things all the time. Like, there's a lot that we need to be self-accountable for. You know, you can't just be using any product anyhow. If a product is promising you sleep and you put that product in your hair and you're not getting that sleep, then it's the fault of the product. If a product is promising you sleep and you put that product in your hair and you're getting the sleep, but you're raking through your hair anyhow, your hair is breaking, that is not the fault of the product, that is you. So let's be self-accountable, okay? So that's one question that a lot of people ask me. I'm sorry, there's no product that I can recommend to you that is going to magically solve your length retention and your hair growth problem. Your hair growth problem is going to be based on your consistency and how you manage your hair. Okay, yes, I'll be making video on products later on, but again, it's going to be based on your consistency and how you manage your hair. To end this video, all I have to say is be patient. Patience will get you the result that you want, and I can say this enough: you cannot achieve your hair goal in 2 months, in 1 month, in 3 months. It's going to take longer than that. Be realistic about it. It's just the same as you going to the gym and expecting a banging body in the next 2 weeks. It's not realistic. You can't keep it up, okay? So let's be realistic about this. Be patient, do the work, and you see a flourish. Okay, I'm going to be 2025. I'm going to be on this journey with you guys, because like I said, I've been neglecting my hair myself, and I'm going to be on this journey with you guys. If you have any question, leave that in the comments below. Any video suggestion aside this series, leave that as well in the comments below. Okay, I'm back, trying to post consistently. Again, I'm not going to be making any promises, but yeah, help me with video suggestions and I'll bring them to you. Alright, so we're gonna end this video here. Again, I'll leave my Telegram in the description below. If you have personal questions, send them to me in my Telegram. If you have any video suggestions that you don't want to post as well, send them to me through my personal Telegram, and I'll be able to film it. Okay, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. So until then, stay blessed and beautiful.